Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, December 14th, 2017. I'm Fredicia Libert. Newly constructed classrooms at the Charlestown Secondary School were on Wednesday, December 13th, officially handed over to the principal of the institution. Here's more in this report.
Premier and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Amory, was the first to address the ceremony, which was attended by top education officials as well as the junior minister and other officials in the Ministry of Communications and Works. The Premier said he was happy to participate in the ceremony as it forms part of a 2-year program by the NIA to renovate and expand the schools for the accommodation of students and teachers. Highlighting the high quality of the work, the Premier called on the students to see themselves as part of the maintenance of the $900,000 investment made by the government.
I'm aware that there will always be need for the additional classrooms as the population of the school grows, but it is important that we have accomplished and are now handing over these 5 new classroom spaces for the ongoing work of education of our children. The business of government is to provide services, provide infrastructure, provide the facilities which provide for the people of the country, whether it's in education, as in this case, or in health, or simply putting a road so people can use the roads and get from place to place comfortably. And today, as we take possession from the Ministry of Communications and Works, Public Works, these 5 classrooms and hand them over to the care of the Ministry of Education and the principal and the staff and the children, I do trust that all of these stakeholders, especially the children, will recognize that there is a responsibility to care for these premises.
The executing agency for the project was the Public Works Department within the Ministry of Communications and Works.
I want to say congratulations to the ministry, those who worked hard on the project. Congratulations to the director, to the buildings supervisor, to the rest of the Public Works staff who supervised the project. I also want to say congratulations and thank you to the contractor, Mr. Jonathan Libert, who did a wonderful job on this school. I want to say to the teachers that we understand that you need modern facility, and as much as we can, we will continue to upgrade.
Following remarks by others, including Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education Kevin Barrett, Principal Education Officer Paul C. Wilkin, and Education Officer responsible for secondary schools Edson Elliott, the keys were eventually handed over to CSS Principal Joan Williams.
Over the years, the school has grown, and on occasion, the number of classes have exceeded the number of classrooms. One aspect of providing a quality education is the provision of quality learning environments. And I acknowledge this exercise today as a commitment by the Nevis Island administration to uphold its mandate to provide adequate learning spaces for our students and teachers and to provide an environment that is conducive to learning.
The brief ceremony concluded with a tour of the new classrooms. I'm Donis Wilkinson-Keynes reporting for the Nevis Newscast.
Thanks, Donis. The Ivor Walters Primary School received a donation of $10,000 to go towards the erection of a greenhouse at the school in Prospect on Wednesday, 13th December. The donation is a joint venture between the Ministry of Agriculture and Arnova Sustainable Future. Director of the Department of Agriculture, Randy Elliott, thanked Arnova through its primate specialist, Vernon Gibbs Halls.
We believe that our work that we do at agriculture, we need to incorporate all. And over the years, we had looked at Ivor Walters Primary School to see how can we contribute to the school in the agriculture sector. Early this year, we would have started a small terrace garden just below the kitchen and the cistern. And again, this was not enough to contribute significantly to the kitchen of the school. In discussion with Ivor and Mr. Gibbs, I would like to say, I would like to thank him and his team for being able to deliver upon a request that was made.
Gibbs Halls handed over the check to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett.
I have my full confidence in the Department of Agriculture that they're going to do a really, really great job in doing this. So it gives me great pleasure to hand this check over to your school, and I hope you all benefit from that.
The Permanent Secretary expressed his gratitude to our Nova Sustainable Future and encouraged the children to eat what they grow.
On behalf of the Ministry and Department of Education, and definitely on the behalf of the Ivor Walters Primary School, I am indeed grateful and thankful to you, Mr. Gibbs, for this timely donation. And yes, indeed, this will go towards the building of a shade house. And the shade house, as Mr. Sargent and Mr. Elliott would have said, is to grow the foods that we want you to eat. And from the ministry standpoint and the department standpoint, we want you to eat healthy. And I could assure you that the foods that will be grown in that shade house would be indeed healthy. I know sometimes we do not like to eat our vegetables, but our vegetables are the best things for us. So I'm encouraging you to eat what you grow.
The check was then handed over to Principal of the school, Janice Whitaker Richards, who also expressed her thanks. Also present at the handing over ceremony were Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Hughie Sargent, and Education Officer, Avril Elliott, as well as staff and students of the Ivor Walters Primary School. The Ministry and the Department of Agriculture and the Republic of China, Taiwan on Wednesday, 13th December, donated a compost bin to Her Majesty's prison here on Nevis. Director of Agriculture, Randy Elliott, outlined the purpose of the donation.
The prison farm was selected mainly because they do quite a bit of agriculture here on the island of Nevis. They do attend a lot of the trainings that the Taiwanese Mission and the Department of Agriculture would have been conducting over the last 2 years. And we at the department and ministry believed that it was only fair to equip them with their very own.
The Republic of China, Taiwan donated $5,000 to aid in construction of the compost bin, which was built by the prisoners. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Hughie Sargent, thanked the Republic of China, Taiwan for investing in the prisoners and expressed the hope that, upon being released, they can be gainfully employed in the agricultural sector using the skills and knowledge they have gained.
Once they understand the technology responsible for farming, and then we have the compost technology. If you would see around, there's crops, there's animal husbandry, quite a number of skills, and agriculture is one of those industries, those sectors that they can be gainfully employed without, well, it's called entrepreneurship really. They will be responsible for their own businesses, make their own money. Thus, this is an effort for them to break this cycle. So indeed, from the ministry, we welcome this compost. We want to thank the Taiwanese for actually investing. It is investing in our human resource. These persons here are here temporarily in many cases. And we don't want the stigma to continue. We want them to all be productive members of our society.
The officer in charge of the prison farm at Madins thanked the Republic of China, Taiwan, and the Ministry and the Department of Agriculture for their donation.
On behalf of the prison, Her Majesty's prison, especially the prison farm here in Madins, I express our heartfelt gratitude to the Nevis Department of Agriculture and the Taiwanese Embassy, Republic of China, for your collaborative efforts in providing us with a newly constructed compost bin. Our goal at the farm is to make it self-sufficient as possible, and having such a facility on site is another step towards achieving this. We welcome this partnership and with other entities as we realize we can't do it on our own.
The compost bin at the prison farm is the 6th bin the Ministry of Agriculture has donated to various institutions on the island. Still to come,
it is our commitment as a department and as a government to allow and to assist all persons living with disabilities to live quality lives.
The details after this break.
My name is Greg Phillip. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Nevis Tourism Authority. Nevis Mango and Food Festival has been around for 4 years, and in our view, it is one of the most unique festivals anywhere, mainly because of what it does. You see, it celebrates the mango. We have over 40 different varieties of mangoes on Nevis, plus a very, very rich and good culinary scene, and we've put those two things together. So once you dine at this Nevis Mango and Food Festival, believe me, you're dining on food that has never been created before, because every single chef that cook at this festival have one excellent challenge. The challenge is everything you cook, every course of every meal must include mangoes from Nevis.
Welcome back. On Tuesday, December 12th, stakeholders working with persons with disabilities here in Nevis participated in a consultation on disability, part of a project funded by the European Union. Hans Wolf, disability consultant for the European Union, is working in the Federation to draft and develop the policy for dealing with persons with disabilities. He made a presentation to those in attendance.
First of all, there is no clear definition on disability. We agreed now that the WHO definition will be the guiding one. It is an umbrella term covering impairments, activity limitations and participation restrictions. Those 3 chapters are in the definition. Why is it so important? 20 years ago, when you talk about disability, it was to focus on what you could not do. Nowadays, it is to focus on what you still can do.
Deputy Director of Social Services, Joyce Movin, moderated the meeting.
The government of St. Kitts Nevis must be applauded for its effort to create an all-inclusive environment for all its citizens and nationals, where they will be afforded equal opportunities, rights of access to services, and benefits. A national policy for persons with disabilities will highlight the commitment of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, would highlight the commitment that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has made towards social protection as a key component of a national poverty reduction. Today, as we meet, it is important that a wide cross-section of the population is engaged and their input be recorded as we chart the way forward. The presence of consultant Hans Wolf of the European Union is welcomed as he lends his expertise in drafting this very important document.
A presentation was also made by Junior Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams.
It is my understanding that a similar process has taken place on St. Kitts, and I am eternally grateful that you have found the time to come to Nevis and to get Nevis side. In as much as we are one federation, the situation on Nevis is largely different in more ways than one. And so I am truly grateful that you are here to capture Nevis's position as it pertains to disability in all forms. It is our commitment as a department and as a government to allow and to assist all persons living with disabilities to live quality lives. It is their fundamental right, and we are cognizant of that, and we are in full commitment and full agreement that persons with disability should live no less than those of us with our full mental faculties in order.
Presentations were also made by representatives from the Ministries of Health and Education, the Nevis Blind, Light and Visually Impaired Society, and the Department of Social Services. There was also an open forum for questions and comments. The Inland Revenue Department is reminding the public that Friday, 15th December 2017 is the prescribed date for the Discounted Value Added Tax VAT Rate Day. This will allow all VAT-registered businesses to charge VAT at the rate of 5% on the sale of goods only. All tangible items that are currently subject to 17% VAT will qualify for the discount on Discounted VAT Rate Day. Items eligible must also be available for sale and immediate issuance or delivery to the customer on Discounted VAT Rate Day. Orders for items not in stock do not qualify. Guns, ammunition, cigarettes, and alcoholic beverages are not eligible. Alcoholic beverages that are not eligible include, but are not limited to, wine, brandy, vodka, whiskey, gin, rum, liqueurs, beer, Guinness, Royal Stout, Carib, and Smirnoff Ice. For vehicle purchases, VAT will be exempt on the first $50,000 and VAT at the standard 17% will be charged thereafter. Businesses desirous of registering for Discounted VAT Rate Day must ensure that they have filed all their VAT returns, having no outstanding taxes, licenses, penalties, and or interest due to the Inland Revenue Department and or the Customs and Excise Department. All businesses that submit an application form will be notified of their status in writing. For more information concerning application and registration for Discounted VAT Rate Day, contact the Inland Revenue Department Taxpayers Services Unit at 469-5856. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Ivor. Thank you for viewing.